Hello Duelists, it's Tom Box here. Welcome to MST.TV and welcome to 2018. This is the very first episode of 2018, so I want to try something different. I've been meaning to try something different all last year, but kind of ended up cycling. Although there was a bit of diversity within the content itself, I really want to try something new, and this is going to be my first time experimenting with a content similar to like this. So I'm actually going to try a what if content. What if Yu-Gi-Oh! Did this? So in this content, what we're going to go through is we're going to put a situation into, I guess, our current TCG and see what would happen if that was the case. And to start things off, quite simply, we're going to talk about Gateway of the Six. Since our recent release was Spirit Warriors, and seeing how Konami likes to reboost old sets that didn't really do too well, what if Six Samurais had 2 or more Gateway of the Six available to them? Of course, Gateway right now is still at 1, but this situation is actually much closer than you might think. If you guys follow OCG, you know that Gateway of the Six is already at 3. How come we don't have 3 gateways in TCG land? And don't forget, in OCG, they have it at full power as well. They have 3 Kizans, they have 3 Shiens, they have everything available to them. And why isn't that deck doing so well? Well, let's kind of go over some of the reasons here. Well, first of all, 6 Sams don't exactly have a way to actually fetch out Gateway of the Six easily, so the consistency level is already at a bit of an impasse right there. What about, like, Shien? Is Shien still that great of a boss monster? Well, yes, he technically is still pretty good. He is a 25 beater, and he's a lot harder to get rid of now, especially with the new Secret Exams, which are able to protect him from being destroyed by just banishing them out of the graveyard. So they have innate protection that does not require bodies on the field. But looking at that, it's just that decks nowadays are just so carefully crafted at generating advantage. But if we did have a triple gateway, say we improve the consistency, technically you can already do some of the stuff that triple gateway already offers. But compared to back then in Storm of Ragnarok, 6 Sams did what we kind of do right now. We established pretty nasty boards to basically control the entire game so that your opponent can't play. Right now it's just a more advanced version of that. Rather than having a triple Shien and Manchuria Beast, now we have stuff like, oh, Firewall Dragon, Tri-Gate Wizard, and a bunch of other stuff that just doesn't let you do anything. Now, let's advance time forward. So what if we had gateways right now? We have triple gateway. Technically, that is also available in a sense where the main key play is that you have a Gateway of the Six and you're able to generate 4 counters. That's what we really talk about when we have double gateways, is that you can generate 4 counters, which all in all starts a crazy loop. Kizans, you can search all your Kizans through one summon of a 6 Samurai, so you can go Kizan, and the Grandmaster, but the main difference now is that we have links now. Having links, and you realize that once you summon that Grandmaster, you still have 4 tokens or 4 Bushido counters left to perform another search. And the difference between most search engines in the deck is that for 6 Sams, you're allowed to search out of your graveyard. And that means you recycle all your Kizans all over again. And you know what? Let's look into some of the combos that this deck can perform if we just had all our gateways available. So gateway loops, here we go. Now, as you can see in those combos, there was no hand traps activated. This is the ideal situation where your opponent can't do anything. And in most cases, if your opponent can't do anything to stop any deck, they're basically already pretty screwed. I mean, ABCs, you can get their ABC Dragon Buster, Decode Talker. You've got Spirals that are able to spit out the whole wombo combo that basically ends your opponent with the Sleeper and the Tri-Gate Wizard. All those combos are going to go through. You can even get the Pendulum Magician to go triple Omega. If they go completely unhindered, you get these boards. Now, as you can see, 6 amps can do something very similar to Spirals, which is swarm the board, even perform that stupid little extra link because of their entire lineup. And I did it all with just 6 Sam cards, which was pretty nasty. As you can see in the demo, one of the demos was that instead of using the 2 gateways, I just used 1 gateway, 1 temple, and 1 dojo, so I can still generate 4 counters. So the entire situation is based around generating 4 counters. Those boards were pretty nasty, and they're really hard to play around. I mean, having endless resources, what can actually counter this? What's preventing 6 amps from doing so well if they can generate boards like that? Well, it's quite simple. The first problem is probably, I would say, Droll and Lockbird. Droll and Lockbird does hurt in the first 4. In the first 4 summons, if you can Droll them, you're basically good to go, because if they can't search out like Hezons, they can't get the summon, they have to get rid of their first monster, and without the first exam on the field, they can't get that free special summon. So Droll and Lockbird's one of the reasons. Another reason is coming from Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit popping the gateway. Popping the gateway not only gets rid of the Bushido counters, but also gets rid of the gateway itself, which all in all ends your combo. Although it is at 1, if we had multiple gateways, it does make it much more consistent. If someone opens triple gateway back in the day, it's like Blackwings open triple Black Whirlwind, and you're just like, summon one dude, perform the OTK, and you're done deal. Gateway is almost the same deal, because if they go summon 1, they're generating 6 counters now, and with 6 counters, they're able to use 4 for search, and they'll have a net plus of 2 counters, which at the end of the day, they can use that to boost one of their monsters way up high on attack and just swing for game. That's also one of the things they can do. Or they can use that to perform the loop, because even if you go ahead and Ghost Ogre one of the cards and pop it, they're still generating that infinite plus board where they can just generate monsters constantly. You think about Maxi. Maxi is actually a really bad choice when it comes to countering this, because you'll deck out. It's very simple. Keyzon with a Grandmaster, make that firewall. And then you go Keyzon again. You just re-add those same Keyzons and Grandmasters back to your hand, make a second firewall, bounce the firewall back into the deck, and perform that same thing over and over again. You actually have an endless loop play to deck your opponent out, and you will not run out of resources doing so. And if you're thinking about like, oh mate, I'll just get Droll and Lockbird, prevent them from searching. But remember, most of the searches after the very first 4, they're coming from the graveyard. So not too good, I would say. Ash Blossom also, you can only stop 1 search, but if they're able to push 1 additional summon out and get the additional Bushido counters, Ash will not be enough to stop the 6 Sams. So mainly it's actually Ghost Ogre and Droll and Lockbird that's really stunning this play and preventing them from going off. And those are hand traps that I believe one of them was already available. I think Droll and Lockbird was already available at the time, but Ghost Ogre definitely was not. But then new hand trap, new season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely changed things up. But beware, if they do hit hand traps, this is going to be one deck that's a sleeper deck that could just show up out of nowhere and then just sweep the board because they have some nasty combos like this. And if you actually fine-tune your deck to actually quickly turbo out, say, a gateway or something like that, then you have a really strong contender. And right now, the only big problem is Gateway is not searchable. If Gateway had a search card similar to Terraforming, then we have a huge problem, because Gateway, in some form or sense, is probably a better quote-unquote continuous / field spell type card where it generates the advantage for the entire deck. Most of the cards are now in field spell form, but this is a continuous spell. Thank God it is a continuous spell, because if this was a field spell, then, well, I guess this wouldn't be too bad, but it is searchable. In other words, you'll play United, 6 Samurai United. You have a ton of counter-generating cards that will synergize very well with, well, this particular archetype and let them kind of spiral out of control. But that was just my quick look at it. What are your thoughts regarding 6 Sams? Do you think 6 Sams are able to make a comeback? Do you think maybe we just need the format to shift a little? And do you think Konami is actually going to promote that? Do you want them to go in this direction that we kind of saw a moment ago? let me know down in the comment section below. And if you guys enjoyed this kind of content, I'm trying to improve on what I'm doing here. Just hit me up with a like button. If you guys got suggestions, leave it down in the comment section below. And as always, before I go into as always, next segment is actually going to be a Duel Links one, so pay attention to the titles. I actually want to incorporate Duel Links in here because I've been playing a lot of Duel Links, and it's a breath of fresh air if you're not into playing Links or Pendulums or any of the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Classic Yu-Gi-Oh! That is much quicker. It's also very fun on Duel Links, and it's a big part of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, they're part of Worlds too. So anyways, that's all I got for now. Until next time, if you enjoyed this content, hit me with a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, hit that subscribe button. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.